Hello, rest you guys. You guys did not collect your bonds.
I put them back. Yeah, I put them back.
No. You ain't great. They're yours now.
Thank you. I need it.
It's covered in wet.
Top. Who's the one at the top? Let's see.
I think I'm the one. We can't read them.
This one only has one signature.
I'm gonna get it.
This is the Oscar. That's the green one on top.
Pass me the
Oh,
one.
wait.
Get that one on the floor right here. Pick it up.
Mr. Clinton,
Pick it up.
you already got a coke. You already got a coke right here.
You mean the one that
It's Joseph Buchanan.
He retracted both messages. All they said was late and JP.
I
want to be one.
This is early this year.
All right, we're already live.
Yeah.
What the work?
It might be ours.
All right, we're already live, so whenever you're ready, sir.
50 million people watched, but no one saw a thing. Good afternoon, Your Honor, and members of the jury. My name is Zoltep Truitt, and I am the defense attorney in this case. It is my pleasure to represent Casey Donovan. He is the father of the victim, Mia Donovan. Casey Donovan is a single father in New Case. Donovan is a hardworking father who works 2 jobs as the sole breadwinner for the family. Mia's mother died when Mia was a little in a tragic car accident. Mia uses soccer to help cope with the tragedy of losing her mother. This is a case of on Monday practice, she suffered a head injury. Casey Donovan was not informed about this injury, nor Mia. On the Friday game, she suffered another concussion in the first half. The concussion was so bad it knocked Mia unconscious. At the conclusion of the case, we will ask for a verdict of guilty. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the prosecution will call 4 witnesses to the stand. We will first call Casey Donovan, who will testify he was not informed when Mia had suffered a concussion in practice on Monday. 50 million people watched, but no one saw a thing. Tobin O'Reilly will testify he saw Mia getting hurt and immediately taking the right actions. The type of actions which he could have prevented Mia from being injured had Coach Dempsey and the Rubicon Soccer Club has taken the same actions. Finally, I call Dr. Bevan registered to the stand to testify about the severity of Mia's injuries and the lack of precaution that took place. Considering Mia had previously suffered a concussion, which the soccer club was notified. Ladies and gentlemen, the defense will try to put all the blame on Mia Donovan and her father, Casey Donovan, without accepting their role of the debilitating injury. The defense will accuse Mia of doing anything to get a soccer scholarship, when in fact they were willing to do anything to win a game and build a resume to further their own careers. At the conclusion of the case, we will ask you to find the defendant at fault. Thank you.
All right, I need a defense attorney. All right, Chevrolet.
Your Honor, members of the jury, my name is Stephen Chavarria, and I'm representing the Rubicon Soccer Club, Jordan Reddick, and Shannon Dempsey. Rubicon Soccer Club started small, but with Reddick at the helm, it quickly became a top-notch program. With elite boys and girls teams, coaches, and facilities, all of the coaches are required to at least have a D coaching license. Shannon Dempsey is one of the more than capable coaches at Rubicon. He has playing experience from playing in high school and college. Shannon Dempsey's team not only went undefeated, but they did not sustain any injuries. If Dempsey saw that a player was injured in game, he would take them out for a few minutes or sit them out for the remainder of the game. Every dream has a price. Unfortunately, in this case, Mia paid that price. She tried to obtain her dreams through concealing her injuries and pain. She felt pressure to keep playing through the pain in order to receive a college scholarship. Through concealing them, Mia Donovan demonstrated contributory negligence. Legally, she is at an age where unreasonable action must be taken into account. The burden of proof is on the plaintiff. They must prove that my clients were negligent and didn't do their job. Mia voluntarily chose to hide her injury and tell all adults who could have helped. Jordan Reddick will testify about the club and its policies. On Rubicon's website, they have multiple links that talk about proper nutrition and hydration. The club recently partnered with Julian College on an ACL program. In this area, it is the first of its kind. The players were taught what an ACL is and what avoid tearing it. Shannon Dempsey will testify about Mia Donovan and what he noticed during the time that she hid her injuries. Chris Durant will testify how he wanted to protect Mia by not telling anyone of her injury. David Daniel Bolden will testify about Rubicon and its connection to Julian College and their safety protocols. I trust that this court will make the correct and righteous decision and give my clients victory over this case.
All right, need a plaintiff. Need a plaintiff.
Nice, Angel.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, jury. I'm one of the plaintiff attorneys representing Casey Donovan. My client, Casey Donovan, is a single father after his college sweetheart passed from an unfortunate accident. Casey Donovan was left to raise his only daughter, Mia Donovan, alone. Mr. Donovan works 2 low-paying jobs. My client cares for his daughter, and it is his only immediate family he has left. His daughter Mia has an interest in the sport of soccer, and one day hopes to play on a professional level. In recent years, Casey Donovan has been very committed to her dream. Even though Casey Donovan picked up 2 jobs so he could continue to, Casey Donovan had to pick up 2 jobs so he could continue to fuel Mia's dream of playing soccer on the collegiate and professional levels. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this case is about how Shannon Dempsey, Jordan Reddick, and Rubicon Soccer Club promised care but gave the Donovans some gloves. They breached their duty to Mia by letting her participate in the soccer game after the head collision. Coach Shannon Dempsey watched as Mia went out on the field, yet did nothing. I believe they did this because they had, at that time and place, a must-win mentality. More specifically, they believed that they needed to win. Because of these events, Mia Donovan is now physically and mentally impaired. There are also multiple medical expenses because of this neglection. Ladies and gentlemen, during the case, the defense would like to call for witnesses to the stage. Tobin O'Reilly to talk about the correct actions of what to do when players are hurt on the field. that Coach Dempsey should have taken instead of just watching, even though she saw Mia concussed. Also, we would like to call Dr. Beckham Registers to talk about the symptoms of two concussions so closely sequential to each other and the events of these diseases. At the conclusion of the case, we would like the jury to find the defendant at fault with all charges and follow suit with all liabilities. Thank you.
All right, need defendant.
Mr. Glenn? Mr. Glenn? Mr. Glenn?
Are you on defense?
Oh,
All right, Mark.
Thank you. Can I go?
Put live stream.
Good afternoon, Your Honor and members of the jury. My name is Amar Shaw, and my clients here are Director Jordan Reddick and Coach Shannon Dempsey, who are very caring for their players and take their safety into consideration in every practice, game, and scrimmage there is. Every dream has a price. This is an unfortunate case of an athlete feeling pressure to play through a game with pain. The athlete decided to play through the game with pain because of the opportunity to receive a sports scholarship to a college, and she thought that was the only way to get into college. She showed contributory negligence by not telling neither her father nor her soccer club nor her coach any symptoms about a concussion. On Monday before the game, Mia had sustained a head injury while practicing, but she did not report it to her coach or her dad. She did not bring up the fact that she was not feeling good after the first hit that caused her to have a concussion she had the following couple of days after. She also had to play in soccer games at her school, and she had a major AP test coming up that was stressing her out. Those activities required both physical and cognitive effort, and both of those will make a concussion worse. My witnesses are Coach Shannon Dempsey, Director Jordan Reddick, Daniel David Bolden, and Chris Durant. Coach Dempsey will testify about how he did not know anything about Mia's injuries and how he was not informed about symptoms dealing with Mia and concussion. Director Jordan Reddick will talk about how he tried to better the club and keep his players safe by getting the courses with personal trainers at Julian College on an ACL program and was planning to create a course for concussions too. Next, Chris Durant will say how Mia felt about her injuries and what they both did with the information. And lastly, Daniel David Bolden will testify about the relationship between Rubicon Soccer Club and Julian College. Now, judge and jury, I hope that you are with the Rubicon Soccer Club and have deeply considered my statement. Thank you.
Plaintiff.
yeah, you did it.
Good afternoon. My name is Alex Nance, and I am here on behalf of my client, Mia Donovan, who is a 17-year-old junior who is extremely talented and gifted in the sport of soccer. She is the star player on her classic Rubicon Soccer Club team and was the lead scorer for our high school team this season. She always played her hardest because she loves the game. Mia has done a lot for her children and her community and has helped organize a soccer league for kids that can't play due to financial problems. Mia is hardworking and extremely likable. Despite her family situation, she still continues to make other people's day and overall contribute to the community. This is a case of negligence because the coach knew Mia wasn't feeling well and might have had a concussion. During soccer practice that Monday of a big game, my client took a hard hit and hurt her head, which caused the coach to take her out for the rest of practice to make sure she was okay. Casey Donovan was not informed about this, and Mia wasn't sent to a doctor to get it checked out. Coach that night, quote, forgot to call Mia and check on her and said it slipped her mind during the week. During the week, Mia was extremely stressed and tired, but due to her father working 2 jobs, he didn't have time to check on her until Thursday. On Thursday, Mia said she was fine and was just stressed from all the tests that she had that week. During the first half of the game, Mia went for a header and collided with the defender. Mia then fell and hit her head hard and seemed a little shaken up. Coach then made the decision to pull Mia out of the game to check on her, but then proceeded to put Mia right back in the game. This puzzles me and my client because if you were concerned enough to take Mia out of the game, why would you allow her to go back into the game? This is a very negligent thing to do. Before the second half started and players were running through the tunnel, one player said that she was concerned about Mia and said that she wasn't acting like herself. When Mia was coming out of the tunnel, she told the coach she would get us a goal. This was a golden opportunity for the coach to say something about Mia playing carefully and checking on her to make sure she was okay. Almost immediately after the second half started, Mia sent a rocket towards the goal, but unfortunately the goalkeeper made an excellent save. But that was okay because Mia was looking more like her regular self and coach was sure she would score really soon. A few plays later, Mia had beaten everyone on the other team and had a one-on-one situation against the goalkeeper, which for her was always a goal. But in the process, a defender tackled at the ball extremely hard and caused Mia to fall and hit her head. As the ref ran towards Mia waving the flag, Coach Dempsey said that Mia would get her goal after all and felt happy instead of making sure Mia was okay. But Mia didn't get up and seemed unconscious. When Ms. Donovan ran onto the field, Coach Dempsey said she was really sorry and knew that Mia wasn't feeling well. This proves that this is the case of negligence.
You know what I said about yours, right? What did I say?
You said to add a paragraph at the end and to put that.
What did I say about it?
Oh, I was just stating
It's,
facts. I was just stating facts.
Yeah, it's like it's too narrative. You got to condense. You just hit point A, B, C, boom, 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 boom. It's like you taking us through like the whole entire story. Who be next?
Defensive. Bye, Chris.
Christian.
No, Chris. Yeah, Christian.
Christian.
Come on, Chris.
Christian.
Go ahead and get it on.
That's true. I'm gonna do it next.
No.
Next one.
Your Honor, members of the jury, my name is Christian Calderon, and I am representing Rubicon Soccer Club, Inc., that includes Shannon Dempsey and Jordan Reddick. Rubicon Soccer Club has always provided a safe space for athletes to feel safe and tell the truth. Rubicon Soccer Club provides young athletes with an abundant amount of information on how injuries and how to properly take care of them. Rubicon Soccer Club always hires, and will continue to hire certified soccer coaches to guide and train young athletes and help them reach their fullest potential. One of these certifications requires coaches to have a National C coaching license or above. Mr. Reddick only wants the best for all of his young athletes. Every dream has a price, but some prices are too steep to pay. Unfortunately, there was no price Mia was not willing to pay in order to earn a college soccer scholarship and play professional soccer. Mia was willing to put her body and life on the line to achieve her dreams. She was also willing to lie to her coaches and father to continue playing. Mia is not a bad kid, but she's just someone who made some poor choices because she felt pressured to earn a scholarship to college. As many people coming from poor homes have felt, the way out through playing sports, going to college, and becoming a professional athlete. Negligence is the failure to show reasonable thoughts into your own decisions, and Mia is clearly old enough to put reason behind the actions that she takes. To be able to contribute to negligence, a person has to be 14 years of age or older. Ms. Donovan is 16 years old, showing that she can contribute to negligence. On November 28, 2017, Mia Donovan suffered her first concussion at Rubicon Soccer Club and failed to tell anyone about the symptoms and the headache that she had suffered. Then on December 2nd, 2017, she suffered another concussion. This time, it was more severe since she had just suffered a concussion on Monday. Mia Donovan, instead of telling her coach and father, lied to them and told them that she supposedly had tests on her mind. This injury could have easily been avoided if Mia Donovan simply told her father or the coach what was truly happening. How was Rubicon Soccer Club supposed to know that Mia Donovan had a concussion when she wouldn't even tell her own father about the symptoms that she may have been experiencing. Jordan Reddick, Shannon Dempsey, Chris Durant, and an athletic trainer from Juilliard College will come up to testify. Jordan Reddick will specifically state how Rubicon Soccer Club is helping young athletes become future stars in a safe environment. Another witness, Coach Dempsey, will state how Mia Donovan lied to him about her health. Chris Durant will testify how Mia Donovan told him that she might have suffered a concussion. Chris Durant wanted help, but he had been sworn into secrecy. Daniel David Bolden, an athletic trainer from Juilliard College, will talk about how them and Rubicon Soccer Club provide a safety protocol for all their young athletes. All that Jordan Reddick has been wanting to do all these years is to provide a safe space that young athletes can play soccer in, as well as Shannon Dempsey with his elite coaching abilities. Ladies and gentlemen, I truly hope that you make the right decision and find my client, Rubicon Soccer Club, innocent. The burden of proof lies upon the plaintiff, and all the evidence that is shown will see my client as innocent of any charges. Thank you.
It sounds like they got the IRS commercials. Like the way they say it so fast, it's the way you won't understand it.
Plaintiff, plaintiff. Emmy, let's go.
You do your best, honey. Who did that?
I see the one laughing.
No,
Thank
it
you.
was-
Your Honor, opposing side, and members of the jury, my name is Jaime Silva, and I am representing Maya Donovan and Casey Donovan. Casey Donovan lost his spouse in a terrible car accident, leaving her to raise young Mia alone. Casey Donovan is a single parent who has 2 jobs, missing valuable time with her daughter, but she decides to use that time in making money for Mia in order to achieve her dream of attending a prestigious college with a soccer scholarship. After the death of Casey Donovan, Mia Donovan was feeling depressed, and soccer helped take her mind off the death of her mother. Mia has always been a trustworthy person and a good teammate. Mia had a dream of playing soccer in a college level, and Coach Dempsey and Director Reddick and also believed she could play on the college level. Unfortunately, this is no longer a reality. Due to the negligence of Rubicon Soccer Club, Jordan Reddick, and Coach Dempsey, Mia's dream had ended because of a avoidable injury suffered during the showcase on December 2nd, 2017. This injury could have been prevented, but Coach Dempsey and Director Reddick decided to ignore the situation. They knew that Mia wasn't playing her best at the showcase, but they also wanted to end at all costs for their only personal, selfish reason. Mia should never have been allowed to play in the college showcase after sustaining a head injury in Monday's practice. Mia almost certainly should have been taken out of the game after sustaining another head injury. Rubicon Soccer Club, Jordan Reddick, and Coach Dempsey all showed negligence towards this situation. They had the duty to take care of their players, and not only is Mia a player at the club, but also the best at their club. Rubicon Soccer Club, Jordan Reddick, and Coach Dempsey failed to take care of Mia, which is the breach of duty. In result of not taking care of Mia, Mia got injured during practice, and Casey Donovan was not informed about the incident. Mia played in the showcase while having an undiagnosed head injury, which caused Mia to suffer an even worse head injury in the showcase that could have been prevented. Now I'm going to call my first witness, Casey Donovan, who will testify that defense. Coach Dempsey did not inform him about the injury Mia Donovan sustained during practice. Coach O'Reilly will testify how angry defendant Coach Dempsey gets on the sidelines when the team is losing the game, and how Coach Dempsey would do anything to win, even putting a player's self in risk. Co-captain Megan will testify the concerns she had about Mia Donovan's situation and how she told Coach Dempsey and did not do anything. Thank you.
Alright, defense.
Ooh, special one. How was Casey Donovan the girl at first and the boy at the second part?
What?
How was Casey Donovan the boy and the girl at the same time?
Casey Donovan is the father.
Yeah, but he said boy and girl.
Mr. Glenn, you got 30 subscribers.
I wasn't ready, Mr.
It's okay.
It's alright.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, and members of the jury. My name is Christopher Ortiz Randall, and today I am defending Rubicon Soccer Club, Jordan Reddick, director of Rubicon Soccer Club, and Shannon Dempsey. Rubicon is one of the most rigorous and well-respected soccer clubs in New Caesarea. Rubicon Soccer Club takes great pride in its athletes, and their safety is priority one. Jordan Reddick has set high expectations for coaches. He requires all of his coaches to obtain and sustain at least a National D level coaching license. He also selected coaches like Shannon Dempsey, who have played on a college level soccer. The only way to achieve this is through an intensive course of coaching. This rigorous course shows coaches how to coach, proper techniques, and strategies. There is even a small section on care and prevention of injuries. Every dream has a price. In this unfortunate case, Mia Donovan was the one to pay the price. The young athlete felt pressured to play through the pain and keep on going in order to receive a scholarship to college, which she and her father believed represented Mia's only chance of going to college. Ladies and gentlemen, contributory negligence is when a child over the age of 14 is considered mature enough to be accountable for their actions and can be found at fault for causing injuries to themselves. Mia Donovan, being 16 at the time of the incidents, can be found to have negligence, which contributed to her injuries, which we will prove in this case. We will prove that Mia Donovan concealed her injuries and the severity of her injuries, not only from Coach Dempsey, but also her own father. Shannon Dempsey will give testimony that supports those facts. Jordan, as the director of the club, will testify about his efforts to make Rubicon Soccer Club as safe as possible for every athlete. Chris Duran, a classmate of Mia Donovan, testified Mia swearing to him. Mia Donovan testified Mia swearing her to secrecy in a concerted effort to conceal her injuries from her father and coaches after the hit on Monday's practice, November 28, 2017. Junior college athletic trainer Daniel David Bolden will be testifying about the connections between the college and Rubicon and their safety protocol and the steps taken towards player safety. Ultimately, the burden of proof lies solely on the plaintiffs, and I believe through the evidence and testimony given today, you will find my clients not at fault of this unfortunate accident. Thank you.
Now, what are you playing for defense? Jose, what are you playing for defense? All right, Jose, go. Now you next.
Oh, yeah, did you?
Hey, yo, my man.
Good morning. My name is Jose Frasco, and I am the defense attorney in this case. It is my pleasure to represent the people of the state. On Friday, November 28, 2017, the defendant's daughter is injured during practice and sits out. Nor was the defendant's daughter treated about this injury. 50 million people watched, but nobody saw a thing. This is a case of negligence. On a Monday practice, she suffered a concussion in the first half of practice. The concussion was really bad, so it knocked me unconscious. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the prosecution will call 5 witnesses to the stand. We will call Casey Donovan, who will testify that he was not informed about Mia Donovan's injuries and no precaution was taken with a player who had previously received the concussion as noted on the medical cassette from which all will be introduced as evidence in the case. 50 million people watched, but nobody saw a thing. Tell them how this injury. The conclusion of the case, we ask you to find the defendant at fault. Thank you.
Sure.
Members of the jury, Your Honor, the opposing counsel. My name is Najee Britton, and I am representing the client, the Rubicon Soccer Club. Many people helped the Rubicon Soccer Club to where it is today, but none as much as Jordan Reddick or Shannon Dempsey. Under the leadership of Mr. Reddick, Rubicon Soccer Club soared to the top of the ranks and became an elite program. The Rubicon Soccer Club excelled because Jordan Reddick required his coaches to have their National D license or higher. With Shannon Dempsey as a coach for the U17 Girls Premier Team, they have won the state cup championship. Dempsey really cares about his players, so he got his players involved into an ACL injury prevention study that has partnered with Julian College. Team co-captain Mia Donovan was one of Dempsey's favorite players. Before the college showcase, Dempsey's team practiced the Monday after Thanksgiving. Mia stated that she felt dizzy, and Dempsey thought she looked confused about where she was. Shannon sat Mia down for the last 10 minutes of practice. He would have talked to Mia about the accident, but Mia left quickly. Every dream has a price. Sadly, Mia's dream had cost her a large price. This is a case of an athlete feeling pressured by herself into trying to play through a serious brain injury. She may have thought this was a good idea because she didn't want to seem soft in front of the colleges. She showed contributory negligence by not telling her father or the Rubicon Soccer Club about the symptoms she experienced. I would like to call on Shannon Dempsey to tell how he wanted to talk to Mia and her parent about practice before Mia left. I would also like to call on Jordan Reddick about how he wants to keep all of his athletes as safe as can be. I hope you make the right choice in deciding that my client is innocent. Thank you.
I noticed that a few of you guys keep saying I would like to call. You only say that when you are actually calling a witness to the stand.
What are you doing? What are you guys doing?
All right, plaintiff.
I'll go.
Yes. All right.
No, it's too late.
Just change it when you're reading. Nope. All right, you can't change what I wrote. Your Honor, members of the jury, my name is Gilbert Mendoza, and I'm representing Mia and Casey Donovan. This is a case of negligence. 50 million people watched, but nobody saw anything. Casey Donovan is a single parent after his college sweetheart's death in an unfortunate car accident.
He was left to raise his daughter alone and has done the best he can. Unfortunately, his time with his daughter is limited because he has to work 2 jobs to financially support his family. He has worked hard to support and invest in his daughter's dream of going to a prestigious college on a soccer scholarship. Mia has done her part by excelling on the field and in the classroom. Mia was a very talented soccer player who led her high school soccer team in scoring, but unfortunately suffered her first concussion while playing on the team. A fact that was either ignored or overlooked by Rubicon soccer team and Coach Dempsey, who were entrusted to care of Mia. On Friday, December 2nd, 2017, Mia received an injury that would change her life forever and could have been prevented. Mia Donovan was playing in a college showcase. She was playing great until she sustained a blow to the head. Instead of being subbed out, she was left to play until the first half. Instead of sitting out for the rest of the game, she was put to play for the second half. 10 minutes in the second half, she was tackled. She fell down and was knocked down and rushed to the hospital where they diagnosed she suffered multiple concussions. This is a clear case of negligence. Rubicon sought for Mia and Donovan's health. This would have all been prevented if defendant Dempsey would have subbed out. Got to the point Mia Donovan cannot go to school and she has to have all the lights turned off at her house. We asked the jury to find defendant Dempsey at fault. Ladies and gentlemen, during the trial, I'm going to call witnesses. My first witness will be Casey Donovan, who will testify that defendant Dempsey did not inform him about the injury Mia Donovan sustained during practice. Second witness would be Coach O'Reilly. I don't know what to say his name. He would testify how angry defendant Dempsey would get on the sidelines when the team was losing the game. The third witness is co-captain Megan, who would testify the concerns she had about Mia Donovan and how she told defendant Dempsey and she still didn't do anything. In the conclusion of this case, we would like if the jury found defendant Dempsey at fault for all charges. Thank you.
Gilbert did something that nobody else did. What was that?
I did a bad job.
Conclusion.
That's a conclusion. Now remember when we talk about negligence, there are 4 parts.
Yeah.
Like you guys talked about duty. Some of you guys talked about breach of duty. A lot of you guys talked about causation, but Gilbert was the only one who really talked about what were the actual damages, what were the long term effects that actually played her. So kudos on that, Gilbert. Defense over here. All right, double leg.
Wait. What? Read clear. I'll try. I'll do my best. Every dream has a price. Good morning, Your Honor, and members of the jury. My name is Alejandro Vilches Orozco. I'll be the defense attorney for Rubicon Soccer Club, Jordan Reddick, director of Rubicon Soccer Club, and Shannon Dempsey, Coach Shannon Dempsey. Rubicon Soccer Club is a very rigorous club which has produced players capable of playing in college scholarships, and some may even go pro. Much of Rubicon's success can be attributed to Jordan Reddick, a Julian College alumni with a degree in sports administration. Plus, he only hires coaches with a National D license or higher. And Shannon Dempsey, a former collegiate soccer player, also has a National D license. His only desire is to train his players so that they have their full potential is reached. This is an unfortunate case of an athlete, Mia Donovan, pressured to play through the game with pain. Mia chose to play through the pain because of the opportunity that she would earn a sports scholarship to college. She could have told her coach that she wasn't feeling good as soon as she was hit during the game to prevent further damage. Instead, she decided to keep playing, and as a result, she sustained a concussion and and lost consciousness. Mia contributed to her own injuries, telling neither her father, the soccer club, nor her coach about any of the symptoms of a concussion. Mia Donovan was 16 when she sustained her first concussion and begged to return to the game, even though she wasn't feeling good, while playing for her high school soccer team, as you will hear, or Coach Tobin O'Reilly testifying, as he has also stated in his affidavit. We will hear 4 testimonies today. You will hear from Chris Durant, a classmate of Mia Donovan. He'll tell you that Mia made him swear to keep the possibility of her having a concussion a secret. You will also hear from Jordan Reddick. He'll testify that he had no prior knowledge to her concussion and he relied on Mia to report her symptoms. Shannon Dempsey will testify that Mia persisted and insisted on playing while concealing her injuries. And you will hear from a trainer at Julian College that he will testify that it isn't good for athletes to hide their symptoms, and Rubicon has trained its coaches to treat the common injuries. I hope that you will make the right decision and declare my client innocent.
Only got 2 people left.
Because he turned up.
Who's playing this?
Joseph has it on.
Alright, bro. Let's go.
Best for last. Hey, we had one. We were another question, dude.
Kelvin is last. Kelvin Joseph said you were the best.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, and members of the jury, and his daughter, Mia Donovan. Casey Donovan was left to be a single parent after a fatal car accident that took the love of his life. Left alone to tend and to care for his young daughter, Mia Donovan, Casey Donovan had to work 2 jobs to ensure Mia could do the only thing that gave her solace after her mother's death: play soccer. Mia Donovan was a great friend to everybody, along with being a supremely talented student athlete. Mia and her father decided to sign up for the Rubicon Soccer Club because they thought it would be the best way to pursue her dreams of going to college and on a soccer scholarship. Casey did not only entrust the Rubicon Soccer Club with helping to ensure Mia's success and future, but he also entrusted them to keep his daughter safe. But unfortunately, later on, this would prove to be a costly mistake. This is a case of child negligence. When Casey was signing Mia up during the application process, they didn't ask for any other medical background history other than a couple flu shots. Mia had suffered an injury during one of their practices during their practices. After a couple days of the practices, Mia had a tournament she had to attend to. Unfortunately, during that game, Mia tried to go for a header, but unfortunately, and fell hard onto the ground. Only after they noticed Mia wasn't getting up that they called an ambulance. After the ambulance ride, Mia had been diagnosed with a concussion. All of this could have easily been avoided if only the club would have actually paid attention to Mia Donovan. Thank you.
You're not gonna call the witness?
Hold back your urges. Hold back your urges.
Also, she got elbowed on the head.
Exactly. She didn't miss.
And it was a conversation I had before.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my name is Kelvin Soto. I will be representing my clients, Rubicon Soccer Club, Jordan Reddick, and Shannon Dempsey in this case. Mia Donovan is a wonderful young lady who made the unfortunate mistake of hiding her symptoms and playing through discomfort and pain. As my client Jordan Reddick knows her as the best player on their team, he was surprised on the day of the showcase for seeing her and her not showing her best game. And also my other client, Shannon Dempsey. She had been having headaches in the day and trouble concentrating in class. And Mia not informing any adult about her injury and symptoms. Thank you.
With the rest of your witnesses.
Oh my God. Thanks,
Can I get a check?
Please subscribe.
Can I read the date?
It's 1987.